Hello there. It's me, Mr. Irwan, and then I hope that you are guys doing fine there. And then stay healthy, stay productive. I pray for you all. And then yes, here it is. This is our first online class for social studies. And then let us give a big round of applause that we can make it as a home-based learning. And then, guys, I would like to tell you that before we go further, I would like to tell you that after you watch this video, I would like you to watch the other one. Yeah, the other one is about a how-to video. Yeah, how to make your let's say article in Canva. So please have check. Yeah, because this video is quite short because this is an enrichment of what we have studied last week, which is population, if you still remember. So this video will, let's say, will help you to be reminded, okay, what we have studied last week. And then there are some enrichments that you can follow, and then it can, let's say, deepen your understanding. Yeah. Okay, now we would like to see what do we have. And then last week we studied population, and then we, let's say, we find population pyramids and then distribution, or maybe let's say the factors that change population. But now we would like to see what else that we let's say on what things that we can deepen our understanding. But before we go further, I would like to tell you the attendance regulation. Okay, the regulations are very simple. So basically you are required to do these two things. Yeah, to answer all questions as you are watching the video. This is the first step. And then the second one is to submit your progress by the end of the block. The due date has been set for each class. So you have to check all of this too. Yeah. You have to check, make sure that you answer all questions, and then also submit your progress. Make sure that you are making progress after you watch the video. Because remember that this is home-based learning. So we have 75 minutes in actual. Yeah. So meaning if you have extra time, it's a bonus for you. Yeah, it's a bonus for you. So now if you, I would like to tell you, if you have done these two, yeah, if you have done both, I will check you as present. Okay, as simple as that. That is the rule. And then as you are watching this video, I will stand by. Yeah, I will stand by in my class, and then I'm waiting for your questions, if any. And then I suggest you to, let's say, to, since you can repeat the video. Yeah, you can replay the video, let's say how many that you wish. And then as you can replay your video, don't forget to make sure that you understand the topic. And then if you don't understand, let's say if you have a question, you can open your slido.com and then use the hashtag code. Yeah, or even you can use your phone and then scan the QR code, and then you can get it. You can join our slido.com, and then you can throw your questions there, so we can have like Q&A. And then I will also prepare the Google Meet. And then we can meet there. Yeah, so I will, let's say, I'll provide you Google Meet so that we can still have a conversation live. Okay, now we would like to see population. They are very important in economics. Even population has become one of study of economics because people are consumers and producers at the time. They are very important. So they are economic agents. If there is no population, meaning there is no people. If there's, let's say, if there are no people, it means, let's say, we have no buyers, we have no producers, we have no distributors, we have no government. So let's say the economics cannot be done. Okay, and then we know that since we have a lot of, let's say, people all around the world, we have to make sure that it doesn't mean that, okay, I'm doing fine here in Jakarta, or maybe let's say if I go overseas, I see, let's say, I still can walk, I still can go, I still can, let's say, be hovering around. And then, but if you know that, if you see the, let's say, the earth itself isn't getting any bigger, what does it mean? Let's say if you see the from the first one, year 81, there were only 250 million people back then, and then now we live, let's say, we go back 10 years ago, so which is 2010. Yeah, so in 2010, what happened? We have 7 billion people already. What does it mean? If you see the number of population, yeah, phase by phase, you will see that the increment, the growth of population is imbalanced. If you see, let's say, from the 1900 to 2010, it can, let's say, it can increase like 3 times. Yeah, it's threefold. What does it mean? Let's say if we cannot hold this, it will keep on growing. Yeah, it will keep on growing, and then yes, scarcity is there, one of the basic economic problems. So keep it in mind, scarcity. But in this topic, we will not discuss about scarcity, but we would like to discuss about what can affect population. Yeah, why is it so important? So let's check what do we have. Okay, the first one. If you are talking about population, sometimes we can start with dependent population. Why? Because sometimes we think that people, they are active. But please remember that some of them, they are not active. For example, what do you see here? What do you have here? Elderly and babies. For example, for the elderly, yeah, they have retired. Or maybe let's say the disabled one, yeah, the other class. Or maybe let's say the babies, they are not working, they are not, let's say, they are not earning any money, they are not, let's say, earning any income. So what does it mean? They have to depend on their parents, let's say, for the babies. And then the elderly, sometimes they depend on their children, or let's say the parents of the baby. So meaning they are depending on working population, the people who are active, yeah, who are active and then still are still earning income. And then now we would like to see what do we have. So population distribution, if you're let's say if you are discussing population distribution, we can start from dependency ratio. So it is a comparison of the number of the people, yeah, who are not in the labor force with the number of people in active paid employment. So the formula is very simple. So it's just dependent population over working population equals DR, or dependency ratio. Yeah, you can find a lot of examples in Google. You can just play with the numbers and then you can check yourself. Okay, and then next, what do we have here? Population pyramid. We have studied this, right? But I would like to see, I would like to explain to you how can we see this. So basically, we have, let's say, we have age distribution. How can we see it? The age distribution is shown by the y-axis, the vertical line. If you see, it starts from 0 to 4, 5 to 9, 10 to 14, and so forth. And then if you see that let's say the first category, the first class, yeah, the first age group is the babies, the young dependents, yeah, the babies, the teenagers, yeah, they are young dependents, they are classified as young dependents. And then let's say from 15 to 69, they are considered as economically active in general. Okay, generally speaking, they are economically active. But for 70 and above, they are classified as old dependents. So we can see here, in one population, we can have 3 age groups: young dependent, economically active, and then old dependents. So what does it mean? So it means, let's say, the ratio can be, let's say, 1 to 2. 1 for economically active, 2 for dependents, right? That's for y-axis, the vertical line. What about the horizontal line? Horizontal line show you the numbers, yeah, show you the numbers of, let's say, the numbers of each age group. For example, for let's say the the young dependents, if you see, they reach more than 3.2 million. Yeah, but if you see, we have two columns here. We have left one, yeah, the left, we have left side, and then the right one. And then if you see that they they show us different colors because they want to distinguish between male and female. So we name it as sex distribution. Yeah. So in population we have age distribution, sex distribution, and then later on we would like to know the other one, the new one, which is occupational distribution. Now we would like to see the comparison. Now we have Uganda and Germany. These two pyramids, basically they are typical of let's say developed and developed and less developed economies. For example, for Uganda, the pyramid of Uganda, it shows us the pyramid of less developed economy. But what Germany has, it shows us the pyramid of developed economy. Why? For example, we can see the number of economically active, is way more than Uganda. I mean, what Germany has. It's way more than Uganda. What does it mean? So let's say they are more productive. They have more people. They have more workers. They have more labor force. So we can see that they are more active, economically speaking. Okay, they are more productive. And then if you see that when we are comparing the old dependents and young dependents, even though Germany has more than what Uganda has, but we can see that in Germany, let's say, since they are economically active, they have a lot of people who are economically active, they can, let's say, tackle the dependent population. It's a bit easier compared to the less developed economy. Okay, and then now we like to see the number of old dependents of Germany. Let's say if we take a look roughly, we can see that Germany has more old dependents. What does it mean? They are more healthy. Yeah, so it's one of the economic indicators. Let's say if you want to know the standard of living there, you can measure from HDI, health, one of the dimensions. Health, what does it mean? So in Germany, people can live longer than in Uganda. So that's how we see population pyramid. Okay, so we can see the age distribution, we can see the male and female distribution, which is sex distribution, and then also we can see, let's say, the life expectancy there. Yeah, or even let's say we can see from let's say from the other side, which is mortality rate, the number of people that, let's say the number of death. In Uganda, let's say perhaps they have bigger mortality rate compared to Germany. Okay, next, age distribution, sex distribution. Basically, age distribution shows you the number, yeah, within different age groups. And then for sex distribution, they want to show you the number of males and females, the comparison of them. Yeah, and then also the other one that we would like to know, it's a new, yeah, occupational distribution. What does it mean? This refers to the number of people within different sectors in the population. So if you see the diagrams given, you can see that in developing, less developed, they have different patterns. Basically, in economics, we have three sectors. If you see there, we have agriculture, industry, and services. Agriculture refers to primary sector. Industry refers to secondary sector. Services, they are referring to tertiary. Yeah. So what does it mean? We can see that in developed economy or developed countries, they are, let's say, they are likely to work in services. Yeah, they are likely to, let's say, more people are working in tertiary sector. But in developing, some of them, yes, they are still working in agriculture, but let's say they also have several people who are working, let's say they also have, let's say some population working in industry and services. But if you see in less developed, since let's say they are less developed, perhaps they have no capital, so that's why they cannot run industry. Yeah, they cannot run industry, and then they cannot, let's say, have a lot of service there. So by knowing the occupational distribution, we can know what kind of business that we can run there, or maybe let's say how can we deal with them. Yeah. Okay, now we would like to see what else that we have. Next, the optimum population. The reason why we should know population, because of this, every country, they are thinking about how to be a welfare state. Yeah, how to achieve welfare state. And then we would like to see, by let's say by achieving optimum population, it is one of the ways that they can achieve welfare state. So that's the reason why they want to control the population. The first one, if they are underpopulated, it means they do not have sufficient labor to make the best use of its resources. So they cannot maximize the resources that they have. Or let's say the other way around. If they are overpopulated, scarcity is coming. Okay, scarcity is more real. And then overpopulated occurs when the population is too large. Next, now we can see that how do social changes impact on the population size and potential population growth. What kind of social changes that you have in mind? You can think about it. And then this is not the question. The question, you can follow the question that I give you in Edpuzzle. Yeah, so you don't have to answer the question from the slides. Just follow the answer that you find in Edpuzzle. This one only works for, let's say, to give you an idea of, okay, how to enrich our understanding. Yeah. And then next, the factors that affect population. Birth rate, we have studied this, and then so I would like to make it a bit quicker. Yeah, so birth rate measures the number of live birth per thousand of the population in the year. So let's say formalizing the birth rate, we can do it by measuring, by dividing the total number of births in a country by the population size expressed per thousand of the population. And then this is a new. The reason why some countries, let's say they experience falling in birth rate, and then some countries they are let's say they have more birth rate. What are the reasons? Now we would like to see. If they have low birth rate, perhaps let's say we can see that the living standards are rising, and then there is increased use of contraception, so meaning they have a better sex education, and then there is increase in female employment. Let's say they employ female, as labor force, and then people are marrying later in life. They are not in hurry, and then why are birth rates high in many less developed countries? Because the living standards are poor, and then there are high child mortality rates, and then also customary religion prevent contraception. But it doesn't mean that religion is bad. We can see it as, let's say, the extremists. The extremists. Okay, now we would like to go. Next, fertility rate. Okay, this measures the average number of children born per woman, and then thus indicating the potential for population change in the country. And then we would like to know that normally in one country they have the replacement fertility rate. Yeah, the number of children that the average women must have to replace the existing population. Okay, for example, in China, they let's say they use one child policy. In Indonesia or maybe in several countries, normally they have to as the replacement fertility rate. What does it mean? One woman, let's say if they want to achieve if they want to achieve optimum population, 2 is the maximum number. Yeah. Okay. Next, net migration rate. People come, people go. And then we can see that you can remember immigration and emigration. I for in, E for exit. Yeah. So we can know the number of people that who enters and then who leaves the country. And then we can see that NMR stands for net migration rate equals to immigration subtracted by emigration. Now we like to see this is how it works. Immigration, when people come to our country where we live. Yeah. For example, if you see here, what could happen if people come to our country? It will increase our working population. Yes. It will increase demand for housing because they need to live, school. Let's say if you see basic needs. Yeah. Let's say they are categorized as basic needs. And then next, it increases pressure on resources. Why? Because more people are coming. So we have to provide to all of them. Yeah. But what if our population is decreasing because some people are leaving? If they are leaving, meaning let's say it will reduce our working population. So no one will work, or maybe let's say we have less workers, and that means loss of most skilled and productive laborers and entrepreneurs. People are leaving for some reason. Keep in mind. Yeah. They want, for example, let's say the most reason that is used is they want to have a better life. So that's why means loss of most skilled and productive labor and entrepreneurs. And then next, it causes fall in output and economic growth. Why? Because people are leaving. So that's why they have to think about optimum population. If a lot of people are leaving, it means they will be underpopulated, and then it's not good for their economy. But if more people are coming, it's not good as well because they can be overpopulated. So that's why government have to think about this. Yeah. So that's why. Now we like to see death rate. This measures the number of deaths per thousand of the population in a year. And then it is measured by dividing the total number of deaths in one country by the population size expressed per thousand of the population. And then hereby, we can see that the death rate, however, it can affect the population. For example, poverty. If you see this old guy, yeah, let's say they are homeless. Sometimes, let's say death rate can increase because of poverty, because they cannot afford their basic needs. So that's why one day if you become the boss, or maybe let's say if you have more income, as you can bless others. Yeah, it doesn't mean that you are lacking, that you will be lacking if you are blessing others. But remember, who is the source of blessing? You must keep in mind. Okay, so one day if you're, let's say if you succeed to become one, yeah, to become a successful person, you have to think about this, how to bless them. Okay, next, what else that can cause to death? Disasters. Yeah, disasters or war. Let's say if there is an earthquake, or maybe let's say tsunami, or whatever, or any kind of disaster, we can say that it will affect the population. Yeah, and then we go to our last reason, coronavirus. No, it doesn't mean that this is the last man standing. No, I mean disease, or maybe let's say uh, yeah, one of the disaster, yeah, social disaster, or maybe let's say social disease. And then we can see that coronavirus is our topic for our project, because it can, let's say, it can lead to uh, death, yeah. And then we have found a lot of cases, and then we are sorry for that. But however, we would like to see how a virus can affect population. Or maybe I give you this question: how does COVID-19 affect one's population, if you are talking about local context, and economy, if you are, let's say, you want to discuss in a wider context, which is global context? How does a little tiny virus can affect one's population? For example, if you see that USD, yeah, if you see that USD now have, let's say, have become 15,000 something, it affects some countries, yeah. Let's say especially if they are importing some goods from US, from the States, or maybe let's say if they have some loan, yeah, to the States, it means they have to pay more, right? So it's a burdensome. But let's say in some countries they are fighting, yeah, with coronavirus, so that they can save their population, because they know that if, let's say, if they got infected by the virus, it means some, you know the fact that some countries, they are doing lockdown. They are doing lockdown. So what does it mean? So meaning the economy there cannot run very well. Even they have to stop in several areas. So it will affect the economy. And then remember that one country, they are connected with others. So it will affect the global economy. You can find further. You can do your own research. And then actually, this this context this context, we have used this in our project, so you can elaborate more, yeah, as the findings. And then now, we'd like to see, after birth rate, fertility rate, and then net migration rate, and then death rate, there are, let's say, there are other factors that can affect population. You can see that life expectancy, yeah, this measures the number of years an average person in the country is expected to live. And then also social changes, disasters, diseases, and war. Okay, that's all our topic for today. So you can go to your how to video, how to finalize, or maybe let's say how to design your uh, article in by using Canva to finalize your project. Okay, thank you for listening. God bless.